What's up, guys? It is Joel Ekman from House of Gain, and today I'm sitting with Luke from Project Pantheon.
What's going on, guys?
And we're just getting together, talking a little bit about what we're doing, what our brands are doing. We've been working together recently, doing some projects, pretty cool stuff.
Last couple months, yeah?
Yeah.
Something about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild that it's actually already been a couple of months. Yeah.
I know. I'm kind of new to this area, but yeah, we met in a gym of all places. You know, go figure.
Dude was cranking out like fucking perfect pull-ups, and I was like, dude, I gotta go talk to this guy.
So we got together, and turns out he has a really cool brand, really cool company.
Appreciate that.
So want to give like a quick synopsis of what your stuff is about?
So I started a brand called Project Pantheon a little bit last year, and I'd had the concept of the idea for a few years now, but I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to go about it. So essentially, we're just a brand who is promoting, young men and women to kind of go after their goals in life, and that's specifically in the realm of combat and action sports. I'm a Muay Thai practitioner. I love martial arts, love extreme sports, so that is really the area that I wanted to tackle first. And then I wanted to get into the more action sports, the motocross, skateboarding, all of those kind of crazy things later on down the line when we get more established. But what we do right now is we obviously have a clothing brand side of it. 50% of everything that we sell goes to the sponsorship of young amateur fighters to get them inside of gyms as well. So we do fight scholarships. We do everything from paying for blood work, entry fees, all that kind of good stuff. Anything that we can do, to kind of help these guys on their journeys, these gals as well. So that's where we're starting. Like I said, we've been going strong for about a year now, and then that's when I met up with my man Joel here, and we've been doing some really cool work together. So yeah, that's just kind of the start of Project Pantheon.
Yeah, we kind of put our heads together with HOG Productions, and it's part of my brand, making content, but going to these fights, it's amazing, insane atmosphere. We went to a couple of your sponsored fights, was it a couple months ago, and just insane energy, super cool Muay Thai fighting, just a whole different sport from anything I've ever experienced.
Well, like that's super awesome. Like anytime you can bring somebody into the fight space, because like you see it online, you see people talk about it, but it's like to go to a really good promotion, and I'll plug these guys real quick, which is Southeast Muay Thai and Southeast Kickboxing. That's the promotion that we went to, ran by a really good friend of mine, Raul. They put on
great dude.
They put on a stellar show, dude. Yeah. They put on a absolutely banger of a show. Anytime you're going to go to one of those, you can guarantee that you're going to see killer fights. You're going to see people going for it, and not only that though, but it's like you said, the energy. Yeah. The crowds, dude. Yeah. They are all about these people fighting, whether it's like the 8-year-old kids all the way up to the pros that are getting it. The energy level is the same. Yeah. So yeah, it's a different community, and to see someone come in and recognize it instantly and be like, dude, I want to keep coming to these. It's like it's a win all the way around.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to kind of keep going down this rabbit hole just for a minute longer, a lot of these fights are taking place over in South Carolina. Yes. At the Foundry. That's going to be a repeat thing, correct?
Yes, correct. So as my understanding is a lot of the Southeast Muay Thai and Southeast Kickboxing's promotions are going to be at the Foundry. Okay. Yeah, down in Greenville, South Carolina. The venue super awesome. Yeah. It was a really nice open space. It's really cool for for social gathering. And then they had just the stage, the ring, the whole 9 yards. It was a really good show.
Yeah, it was a great experience. If you ever got a chance, go to a Muay Thai fight. You're going to be blown away. You watch all the MMA and stuff on TV, but to be there, and get VIP if you can, get a table. Yes. It's a great time. It's a great time, for sure.
I don't even know how, even if you're not a fan of the sport, you don't even have to be a fan of the sport. There is something that is like kinetic and contagious about the energy there, because it's like all of a sudden you're like, okay, I can kind of start seeing like where people are getting really excited, and then you see these moments, and then you can kind of pick up on the patterns yourself. But no, and then you're going to get invested in fighters that you've never met, never heard of, and then the next thing you know, you're a fan.
And next thing you know, I got 3 shirts with 3 different people's names.
That's right.
That I'm supporting.
That's right.
But yeah, no, that's what we do. So you sponsor these fighters, these amateur fighters who otherwise might not have these opportunities. To help them get to where they need to go. Whether it's traveling to different events, whether it's, kind of putting their name out there.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And obviously Project Pantheon, that's the name itself is coming from a mythology, a Greek mythology.
Yes. I have a massive love for big stories. So, I think a lot of the challenges that we have today in our own societies is that we kind of live superficially and that we don't kind of put a lot of meaning behind the things that we do, right?
Yep.
And I've always been a big fan of like the story of the hero, the story of the villain, mythology across, a lot of cultures, whether it's Mayan, Norse, Greek, Egyptian, any of them, they all have these fantastic stories. And I, as a kid, always used to look up to, action sports athletes and these combat sports athletes as gods among men. That's just how I looked at it, right? And so as I kind of came into this, I was like, wouldn't it be a really cool idea if I kind of established my own pantheon? And just for those that don't know, a pantheon is a place where you worship the gods or a collection of gods. So Greek pantheon, Norse pantheon, that kind of thing. And I was like, what if we just created our own? And in that, I was like, how can I spin this in a way to where people can connect with it? And the whole idea is that, it's not Project Ares, it's not Project Zeus, it's not Project Odin. It's not about one guy. It's not about me. It's about the collective pantheon. And the cool thing about it is each of the gods had their own attributes. Just like all of my fighters and all of the athletes that I'm looking to sponsor in the future, they're all different in their own right. They all have their own attributes. What is it that makes them special out of the entire pantheon?
Yeah.
But we're all collectively in a goal. And it's the same with meeting you, we all have our own different attributes and how we contribute to a bigger picture. So that's why that name was so important to me. Because again, it's everybody coming together for one common cause. And it's like, how can we just continue to level up? And how can we help everybody level up along the way? So we've got some dudes who are looking to go compete in Worlds this year. The athletes that I am very selective about choosing, right? And that's one thing too, is I want to be very selective about who it is I choose, because I want these guys to feel that it's earned and not given to them.
Yeah.
And so far I've got 3 athletes, Isaac Roosevelt, Deuce Carter, and Malik Parasu, all of them Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Beasts.
Dude, every single one of them.
Beasts, man.
They're just killers.
And Malik's, 15?
Malik's 15, and that kid, I can't wait for you guys to see a series that we've been working on together where we're going to go in a little more depth in their stories. But yeah, Malik's an absolute killer. Yeah. Deuce is one of the most creative fighters I've ever seen. His speed is utterly ridiculous. And Isaac has this ability. He's like a sniper. He's a technician. He's a sniper and a technician. And he also has this brawler in him that he has such good control over. But I have watched him piece people, myself included. I have watched him piece people, and it is just, I'm certainly honored that these guys are on this journey with me. So it's really
awesome.
Cool.
I mean, I think, finding dedicated people in the realm of what you do is really important in building your circle in life.
Yes.
I mean, I talk about this so much. House of Gain, it's a brand I put on a shirt, but for any of you that's been following me for any amount of time, that we do the legacy every year in memory of my mom. That you can go back and look at all my content that I posted on my page, and it's, inspirational, motivational, and it's all that, but it's a lifestyle. It's something that I've built over the last 10 years, basically. And I've just continued down that path. You've seen people fall off, fall away, whatever. But the consistency and the discipline of what you do will start popping up.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've talked about this before. Just, that circle of people that stick with you.
Yes.
They're a group of savages, and you can call on them any day.
Yes, absolutely. And the funny thing about it is like in the moments of this, when you're going through kind of that search of finding these people who, can kind of keep up, or that are down, really the best way to say it. Dudes that are just down to get the job done, is you're going to go through those times where you are collecting kind of baggage. Yeah. And I don't, maybe that's a bad way to say it, but I've just noticed that there are people that are going to come and they're going to be all about it. Yep. And then eventually, they've got their own things going on, and, of course, I want the best for you, but there is along the way, 10 years, 15 years down the line, you're going to notice the 3, 4, 5 homies that are like, bro, I'm still with it. And
they've weathered the storm.
Whatever it is that you're looking to do, bro, how can I help you? Let's go. So to any of you out there that's kind of looking to do your own thing, all I would say is just don't stop. As easy and as simple as it sounds, is that if you try, you might make it.
Yeah.
But if you quit, you're definitely not going to make it. So just hold true to it. Make sure that it's something that you're absolutely passionate about, utterly, and make sure that when you talk about it, people can tell that you're passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember, first couple of videos I posted, like I'd show up at work and a couple of the boys, found my page and were passing my videos around and all having a good laugh at my expense. I know it's funny, whatever, yada yada yada. I can go back and point out like almost everybody that was laughing at those videos says, they're not, I don't know where they are, but they're not in the gym.
Yeah.
They're not the best they can be. I know that.
Right.
So I just think that a lot of people get motivation confused with discipline.
Yes.
Motivation starts the process. That's what's going to get you going.
Yes.
Discipline is what's going to keep you in the game.
Yes, correct.
So
yeah, that's actually a really fantastic point. The Marine Corps used to say that all the time, is that motivation feels good.
Yep.
It feels good when you have it, but when you don't have it, it's almost like a drug.
What are you going to fall back on?
Exactly. You're going to have your withdrawals from motivation. Yep. It's not going to work out. Discipline is certainly the game. Discipline is what keeps you in check when you don't have motivation.
And execution is worship.
Yep.
That's where you want to be. Executing, chasing goals. And I've said this too before, and you know this as well as I know.
Yeah.
In the pursuit of your goals, that's where you get your results.
Yes.
If you pursue results, you're going to fall short.
Yes.
Chase a goal, and you're going to get the results along the way.
Yeah.
It's like a side benefit of what you're chasing.
Yeah, and I kind of got, and I'll to the younger cats out there. I mean, I'm not necessarily old by any means. I'm 31. But to the younger ones out there, 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are really kind of starting to, try to even find their place in the world. What I would say is that I'll take this from Kobe Bryant, and I'm not much of a basketball player. I'll play a pickup game, no problem, and I don't really follow sports this way, but I do follow the things that people say that make sense. Mm-hmm. And, Kobe has said it, he's like, the hustle and the grind every day, that is the dream.
Yeah.
That took me forever to really understand. I was doing exactly what you're talking about. I was chasing the destination. Oh, the cars, the house, the success, the people digging, the brand, this and that, being on top of my game, having this killer physique, doing this, blah, 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 and the list just goes on. But it was in the, kind of going back into the story of the hero, the story of the gods. You look at it, these epics that they go through. It wouldn't be one thing if it was like, okay, well, they started their journey and now they're at the end. No one gives a shit about that. They care about all of the turmoil in the middle. So what I would tell people is don't be afraid of the turmoil. Embrace that shit, because now looking back at it, I realize that's what makes the story. That's what makes the story awesome.
Yeah, that's what built you. That's kind of what inspired the House of Gain name. Because when people hear that, they're like instantly think, House of Pain, because that's a very common. Welcome to the House of Pain, right? But that doesn't mean we don't go through pain at House of Gain, right?
No,
we're in pain every day.
Yes, dude.
Even when we're not in the gym. Okay, we're getting older, right? We talked about that.
Yeah.
But we're looking past that. We already know that's coming. So what are you gonna do with the pain? Are you gonna gain from it, or are you just gonna ignore it and fall back?
Well, fortunately for all of us, we get to choose how our life is hard.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that is the truth. And you can't get away from it. You can either choose to kind of take the easy route, and whether you want to see it as the easy route or not, because it's technically not, it's still a very hard route. I could not work out. I could not try to push myself to be better. I could try to not learn new things. I could stay stagnant. I could stay comfortable. Right? But then what happens when I'm 40 and 50, haven't gained new skills, my body's been out of motion, my mind isn't connected to what I'm supposed to have been doing naturally speaking.
Yep.
So, and then I'm wondering why it is that I'm depressed,
right?
Or why it is that, I have a hard time tying my shoes,
right?
Or, something along those lines. And I mean, and not to be weird, but that is the reality.
It's 100%.
Or I could work 10 hours a day at a job, work on a side hustle, go to the gym, right?
Yep.
Do all of these things, be busy as shit all of the time, but constantly making gains.
Yep.
And then when I am 40, 50, and 60, well, then I can rest.
Absolutely.
And I can rest in a way and look back at something and be like, well, I have no doubt that all of that time I put my best effort in.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is like, dude, nobody wants to cash the check of regret.
Regret, yeah.
Nobody wants to do that. And it kind of goes back to that old adage of people being afraid to live. People don't live because they're afraid of death. Like, whereas I'm afraid of death if I haven't lived. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've lived and you've had a killer life, dude, when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Yeah, and you've built something. You've left a legacy in place. That's big with me. A lot of my branding is based around legacy because that's what my mom left for me, right?
Yeah.
And I chose to build something out of that, which is the House of Gain. That's kind of where this whole journey started, right?
Fall apart or build something from it.
Right. And here's the thing: life is gonna knock you down. You can't control when life knocks you down. But if you come back 5 years later and you're still laying down on the ground, whose fault is that?
It's your choice, man.
That's your fault,
Yeah.
So you gotta get up, you gotta keep beating the pavement, work on your craft, develop skills. And it doesn't, even though we're gonna get 50, 60, 70 years old, right?
Yeah.
We're still gonna be the best we can be at that age.
Yeah.
At that age.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people,
Yeah.
we're in this for the long haul. It's a marathon run,
Don't tell me that you don't see some 70-year-old cat doing pull-ups in the park and be like, damn, I want to be like that at 70.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The same inspiration you got is gonna stay with you.
Yes.
If you develop it and you work on it like that. You don't just put that fire out and it's gone.
No.
That's something that is internal, burns you. And to your point of going outside of the gym or even the Muay Thai fighting, it is a lifestyle. It permeates your spirituality, your mental capacity, your physical capacity. It's a development on all three fronts.
Yes.
And that's why we do it. It's not like, oh, you see me in a gym getting excited, post some motivational videos, rah, 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 yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But I am also grinding that hard at every other aspect in my life.
That was, I would say that was something that they tried desperately to express to me in the Marine Corps, and I was too young at the time and too immature to really grasp it. And I can be honest about that now.
Yeah.
You need to talk to Marine Corps Luke in 21, 22. Luke, dude, I'd have been like, whatever, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. No, 100%. And the way that they say this is if you fuck around with one task, right? You don't take this seriously, then you're not going to take this seriously either.
Right.
It's not like, we like to give ourselves the ins and the outs of I'm going to take this super serious and I'll chill here.
Yeah.
Right? I can relax on this and I'll go hard here. It's but you can only do that for so long before
it'll catch up.
The relaxing part and the gaffing off and not caring about this starts to bleed into the things that you do care
100%.
about. And so to me, what I have done my absolute best to convey to the people around me and live by example of is to always be in a student's mindset.
Yeah.
While I do not think I'm the biggest, the baddest, the strongest, the fastest, the most creative, none of these things. I understand that there are going to be people that I meet along the way. Videography is one what me and you talk about, dude. You've got a skill that I have not honed in on, right? But that being said, I can learn so much from you.
Yeah.
As long as I have that student mindset of okay, well, this cat knows things that I don't know.
Yeah.
So when he's talking about something, maybe I should shut the fuck up and listen to what he's saying.
Yeah.
It is the same, again, the Marine part of me wants to be prideful when I get into a gym, no, I'm that baddest motherfucker in the room. But I also have come to a place in my life where I understand that that's not always the case. So identify who's better than you in certain regards and then learn from those people.
Put yourself in a position to be the worst one at what you do.
Yeah, bro.
Yes. Shout out to my boys, Craig and Ross, the OG Soul Snatchers that I worked out with.
I saw that shirt finally.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's inspired by my boy Ross. He's my dude. Every time I'm in town, we get together, we work out, kill it, 3-hour leg day until we got to call the life flight to get us out of there.
Hell yeah, case of the Elvis legs.
Yeah. But I've worked out with these dudes who are just savages.
Yeah.
Lifting weight that nobody should have any business lifting.
Yeah.
And doing it repeatedly.
Yeah.
and then looking at you and being like, all right, who wants to do 100 reps of leg press at 600 pounds or whatever?
Fuck.
Oh, you're putting more weight on that? Well, okay, I wasn't going to, but now that you did, maybe I'll try it for a rep or two.
Guess the ER's in my future, but fuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
But being in the environment where you constantly have to be reaching up instead of reaching down. And we definitely want to be in a position to pull people up. I always want to pull people up.
Absolutely.
But my level is like, I want to get them better than what I'm at. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's the goal. House of Gain is here to inspire people to be better. I mean, I grew up watching Bar Brothers.
Yes.
And the Bar Brothers phenomenon.
It's kind of funny that
Okay, so in my mind, watching stuff on YouTube was like, it was a different world.
Right.
It was like, oh, somebody's doing some crazy stuff. Wow, look at this. And then, after going through some hard things in my life, I woke up one day and was just like, I think I can do some of that.
Yeah.
I think I can build a gym and go do some of that.
Yeah.
So I built the gym. I built the bars in my backyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
That setup was sick.
My neighbors thought I was crazy.
Yep.
And I went out there, and the transformation that I went through was insane. I mean, in a matter of a year, I was shredded and just able to do some 1% things that I never thought I would be able to achieve. Mm-hmm. And it was like, man, if I could inspire some people to tap into, just a little bit more of their potential than what they're doing right now.
Yes.
That's what got me going. That's what because I'm like, I'm just a normal dude. I just work a normal job.
Right, bro.
I am if I can do it, man, anybody with the little bit of talent or some connections or whoever else, they can go miles.
And one thing to kind of attach to that is that a lot of times, don't ever get caught up in making your circumstances bigger than your abilities. And what I mean by that is a lot of times is that people will say, you are able to do this.
Yep.
And you have been doing this for a long time. And what I have come to find out about anybody with any real success, you dig just a little bit deeper in their story, you get to know them a little bit more. Of course, a lot of us are like ducks. It's kind of like how I put it. A lot of us are like ducks, kind of cool on the surface and just kicking away underneath, right? And just kicking, just doing everything you can to keep moving while staying calm on the surface. And the thing about it is a lot of these people who've had success have gone through some really, really, really tough times, and they've had really bad circumstances that they might not talk about, and then you might later find out about. So, what I would say is just don't crush your own potential because you think that your situation is unlike somebody else. I forget the guy's name. I forget it every time because he's got an Italian name. The dude who runs First Form. I forget his name every single time, and I feel like a jackass for doing it. But he has a really good way of saying it. He's like, there is someone out there who is in a worse situation with you, doing better than you.
Yeah.
And when I heard him say that, I was like, God, that's a fact. That's a fact that somebody, for instance, so we'll go to the combat sports world real quick. Francis Ngannou, probably one of the most famous heavyweight fighters to come out of the UFC in the past 10 years. Dude used to literally work in a sand mine, shoveling sand all day long, was homeless 10 years ago.
Came from nothing.
And now he's like the baddest dude on the planet.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that a guy who's sitting there shoveling sand for fucking 15, 16 hours a day with no real hopes of going anywhere, and finally was just like, you know what? I can absolutely do this.
Yeah, you can't say he has less potential than you do.
You can't. You can't say that. You just can't say it.
Yeah.
There is someone out there who is facing greater odds that is finally just like, dude, I'm done.
And here's the thing, like, you know, we're not taking away from anything that anybody's going through.
Absolutely not.
Everybody goes through their own stuff at their own level.
Yes.
But understanding and understanding that, like, there are people fighting for their next breath.
Yeah.
And we're living, breathing, able to do whatever we want and get up and be mobile.
Dude,
like,
live killer lives.
Yeah. Do not waste that.
Hell no.
Like, get out there. Realize some of your potential.
Yes.
You know, you might not, again, make it to the tippy top of your goal, but along the way, the journey is what builds you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So.
And the other thing too is like, one of my favorite sayings is a plan is a list of shit that isn't going to happen. And what I mean by that is obviously you go into things with a plan, but along the journey, things are going to happen and your plan is going to change.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be like,
time.
oh, well, dude, I have learned this about myself, so I'm going to capitalize on this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these dudes are doing something I actually really, really like, and I know that I could be of asset to that, so I'm actually going to go in that direction a little bit. And, you know, it's a part about being flexible is don't be so rigid and be like, well, you know, this is all I'm ever going to do and this and that. Be flexible along the way, and it'll be amazing the turns it takes you down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know when just out of nowhere, you're gonna meet a dude randomly. Like, I was literally like, me and my wife were working out. We had been going to WNC. I think it was literally just a couple of weeks. It was like our first couple of weeks there.
Same.
Yeah. And I kind of always scour the gym. You know, I'm that dude. You know, and I saw you running weighted pull-ups, and I was like, I was actually talking to my wife about how if a chick is doing really proper pull-ups that you know that she's really earned them.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you can always tell who's doing real pull-ups and who's not doing real pull-ups. And she's like, well, how can you tell? And then I was looking, I was like, that guy. I was like, watch what that guy's doing. He's doing real pull-ups. And then when we went over there, I was like, dude, solid. You know? And
give me the thumbs up.
Exactly, the thumbs up. And then the banner kind of kicks off, and the next thing you know, now we're here making content.
We're working on projects.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, doing what we can to improve other people's lives. Yeah.
And that's a part of building your circle too, you know. Surround yourself with people that are going the same direction as you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
You know, get rid of the slack and the people who are discouraging you. And find
That's a big one, bro.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Find meaning in what you're doing without the support.
Yes.
Because, you know, it's not gonna be there. I mean, you know, I have a home gym, right? Everybody's like, oh, I build a home gym, but I'd never be motivated to work out in it. You think like I'm so fired up to go outside in the freaking cold and work every day, but back when you know I was living at home, had my home gym.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted videos and was like, showed you guys what I was doing on the daily, but like it was miserable. You could see my breath. Like, I wore gloves because the bars would like freeze your hands off.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, and I was just out there to become a better version of myself, to realize some more potential.
Right.
So, you know, change your perspective, and you know, you might have some good things come your way.
Yeah, and the thing about this, you know, form of motivation, discipline, and mindset, lifestyle is that it can be applied anywhere. It can be applied anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're a painter. Doesn't matter if you're a skater, a singer, songwriter, writer. You know, you want to be a manager at wherever it is that you're working. You want to take the next job opportunity. It doesn't matter if you're a plumber, construction worker, you know, machinist. It doesn't matter what category you give me. I can take what we have just talked about and you can apply it to that. And one thing I did want to kind of piggyback off of what you said before is pay attention to the people who give you a lot of negativity. And people are going to doubt you. You know, they're going to give you all the problems to the solutions that you bring forth. You know, you're going to tell people these grand schemes, these grand ideas that you have. And, you know, it's fantastic. Have the grand ideas and voice them. Say them out loud. Don't just internalize them. Say them out loud. Let people hear what it is that you're thinking, you know, and not necessarily to test anybody, but naturally it will happen.
Yeah.
You'll see the people who are like, dude, I don't know how you're going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
But I'm so stoked to see it, right? I'm so stoked to see it. And then there's going to be this cast, well, you know, you might want to have a backup plan and you might want to make sure that you're doing this. And, you know, a lot of people have tried.
It's risky.
It's
I
risky.
Wouldn't do it, you know?
I would settle and get something really comfortable. Make sure that you're doing this. Make sure that you're doing that. While those people may have good intention, what they don't realize is that they're setting themselves up for failure.
Yeah.
And I'll actually give a really good example of this. Back in the day, I used to be a pro free runner. And that was a really big thing for me as far as is kind of like, if I'm going to be in a situation, I have to attack it with utter certainty. Otherwise, you're going to land on your head in the concrete, you know?
Yeah.
And I had a friend who was, I mean, light years better than me. His name was Anthony Gomez. This dude was light years ahead of me. He was so fucking good. It used to piss me off how good he was.
Love those people.
But there was one day we went out and we were training, and I was putting a compilation video together, and I was trying a trick called a double A twist, which is an aerial with a 720 in it, and I could not. Dude, I could not fucking land it. I'll show you this video sometime. And I just kept landing on my ass, kept landing on my ass. And finally he kind of stopped me, and he was just like, dude, he's like, you don't think you can land this trick, do you? Just straight up. And I was like, no. He's like, well, no fucking wonder you're not landing it. He's like, no wonder you're not landing it, dude. He's like, you're going into it thinking about all of the things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to go into each one of these skills when you throw them like you know you're going to fucking crush it. He's like, even if you're not, he's like, you have to go into it like you know you're going to crush it. He's like, that's the only way that you're going to land any of this shit.
Yep.
And, you know, that is something that actually was one of those moments I was like, oh, well, shit. Even if I'm not confident in it, I have to have that confidence of I'm going to fucking smash it anyway.
Yep.
And however long it takes you to accomplish your goals, you know, you're going to fall on your face, fail, you know, time after time after time after time again. It's never going to escape you. But
trust that process.
Exactly right. You trust the process, and you have that confidence of, I know that I can see it through. You will.
100%.
You will.
100%. I had the similar experience, you know, being in a gym, running my first powerlifting routine, whatever you call it, program, powerlifting program. And you got to the end of it, and it's time to push some weight, pull some weight, whatever, you know, squat, bench, deadlift. And, you know, your dudes that lift like, you know, 10 times more than you through the entire program are standing there, you know, because along the way, they're like, hey, you know, don't ego lift, don't take weight off, you know, get your form. And then at the end of it, they're like, put a plate on there. Put another plate on there. And you're like, well, I don't know. Like, you know, last time I did it, I was like this. And
I've been conservative.
Like, and they're like, you put the training in, right? Like, you did the work, right?
Yep.
Like, put a plate on there. You put a plate on there, and you lift it, and you're like, did everybody see that? You're like,
right. It's like it's that level of fulfillment. You know, you've trained your butt off. One of my fighters, Isaac, they say this a lot of the time, is that your the work, the preparation that you have put in will determine the outcome.
Yes.
So it's like you don't really have to think. It's like if you know that you've put the prep work in, your outcome is already determined.
Trust what you've done. You know, like, you know, trust your body. If you're training hard, your body will do what your brain allows.
Yep.
So, you know, it's more of a mental battle a lot of times than it is a physical battle. So.
Certainly. Certainly your body will go far farther than you think it will. And I will say this, find somebody that can bring that out of you.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I was very thankful for as well in my time in the Marine Corps, is that you don't, like, there are times that you just don't have the option to fucking stop. You just don't get the option, bro.
It's full send.
Everything in your body is like, dude, if I take another step, I'm done.
Yep.
But then you got homies like, get your fucking ass off the ground right now. We have to fucking
We gotta go.
We gotta go. And so, you know, but the thing is those are people that you trust.
Yeah.
Those are people that you know have also been in that exact position. Yep. Those dudes who are like, I have been the guy that's fallen the fuck out and had to keep going.
And had somebody come alongside. And
so that's why I'm here right now.
Yep.
Exactly. I will pick you up and help you get there. I'm not going to let you fall. I'm not going to let you, you know, stumble. As much as it's going to hurt, I'm going to continue to push you. So find some people like that in your life if you can help it.
Yeah.
Because it will 10x your experience.
100%. 100%. You don't surround yourself with a bunch of yes people. And, you know, if you're the strongest person in a room, what do you have to learn, right? Like, you don't, you know. You're running a race with a bunch of people that you're lapping, you know. Start running against some faster people and you'll get better.
Yes. Oddly enough, I have a small story. Back when I was, I'd say like 12 or 13, I had moved into a new city in Alexandria, Virginia. I was coming out of North Carolina. I was moving up to Alexandria, Virginia, and I had completely shifted cultures I was used to, the rural, country lifestyle at the time. And now I was going to like, the urban jungle kind of situation. Knew nobody, knew nothing, in the middle of the city, in a brand spanking new place. And I was riding dirt bikes a lot at the time, and then wasn't able to ride. And I was like trying to find something that I could do. And in this apartment complex, we had a basketball court, and this guy would play every single day by himself. I mean, every day you walked in there, he was playing by himself. So I started playing like 21 with him. And this guy at the time, he played for T.C. Williams High School. Okay. So if anybody knows who T.C. Williams High School is, that's for why can I say it? It's the Titans. Okay. The movie. I forget what movie that is. Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. It's that high school. Yeah, so he played basketball for T.C. Williams. But this dude was like number 3 in the country. He was really good. And he gave me this much room to beat him. He would just smash me every single day. He's like, if you want to play with me, that's fine. He's like, but I'm going to play. He's like, I'm not going to, just take it easy on you because you're some 12-year-old kid. And he would just smash me every day. And then maybe one day I'd get 1 point. And maybe one day I'd get 2.
Yep.
But then I would go to my middle school and just tear people up. But it was really funny because then I'd go home and just get smashed every afternoon. So that kind of goes along with what you're saying. Yeah, you find someone that's better than you in any regard. And it'll make you better, man. It'll absolutely make you better.
Yeah. Well, any special events that you got going on that you're promoting, like in the year 2024?
Yeah, so I'm doing my absolute best. Again, like the promotion we talked about earlier, Southeast Muay Thai, Southeast Kickboxing. I'm really, I love those shows. Those shows are awesome, and I'm trying to do everything I can to be a part of them, and push those shows and help fighters get to those shows because they're fantastic, and they are a great pathway for young men and women. So that is something that I'm absolutely looking to do. Again, we're working on a series for the YouTube channel that I'm really excited about pushing because again, I want you guys to see the stories of these young fighters. Not just their accolades and what they do in the ring,
where they come from,
but where they come from.
Background.
Exactly. I want you to hear it straight from them too, not just us. I want you to hear it from the people that are on the journey to get there. Because a lot of people get the pros, they get it way down the line. I want you guys to see it as it's happening. So that's something that I'm super looking forward to as well. One of our fighters is going to be fighting in Scotland in June, or 2 of our fighters, is going to be fighting in Scotland for the world titles in kickboxing, which is going to be massive.
Yes.
Stay tuned for some more information on that. We'll be putting out some links so that people can watch it as that's happening. That's a big deal. We have a GoFundMe that's going to be connected to that, and we're making some swag and some apparel for those guys. So that we can help get them there. Yeah. So that's a big one. And then right now, dude, it's mainly those. I want to make sure that I am focused on that, and then as things come up and as things progress, absolutely, I'll be looking for as much as possible. I'm actually looking to add a few more athletes this year, as much as I can. So
also shout out to your merch guy, like his art. All that stuff.
Yeah, they're killing,
phenomenal.
Bro. Yeah, phenomenal. I was pretty fortunate. I had a really good friend who helped me develop the Blade and Bolt, and then I worked on the Blade and Flame for a little bit. But this most recent shirt that we put out called the Anomaly Team, which is Representative Isaac Roosevelt. Go check that out over at ProjectPantheon1.com. The artwork for that, dude.
It looks sick.
Yeah, the artist's Instagram tag is Handam, but he is fantastic. He's also toothless on Fiverr, but he's a killer. He's a killer cat. He does incredible work. If you really need some badass shit drawn up, that's the guy to go see.
Yeah, and I'll be popping up all of our links to websites, YouTube channel, and Instagrams. Yes. So everybody will be able to check your stuff out. And yeah, man, we're going to keep grinding over here at House of Gain. We have the Legacy workout coming up February 10th.
Yeah, where's that going to be at again?
It's down in Orville, Ohio. Okay. So it's kind of our hometown. I grew up there in that area. Yeah. So we're going to be traveling back for that.
What does that workout exactly look like? Do you have a structure to it, or does it change every year?
It's kind of up to each individual to what they want to do. Okay. I have like an open door policy on it. People can come and join the workout.
Okay.
It's a 4-hour window where basically we just put everything out there. We will be working for about 3 hours and 45 minutes of that 4-hour workout.
That's awesome.
The basis of it comes from, obviously, because it's for my mom. She battled cancer for 11 years. So everything that we do is based on that number.
Okay.
What we've done in the past is we've done 11 different movements for 100 reps each.
Oof.
And it can look like whatever you want to do. So this is not like the time to like challenge yourself and work on something new. This is work to your strengths and give it everything you've got.
Right.
So like last year we switched it up. I was lifting a lot more weight.
Yep.
So I did my top 3 squat, bench, deadlift. I did my highest PR number for 11 reps.
That's awesome.
11 singles. So, and then carried on and did a bunch of other work as well. So it can look like whatever, you know, my training changes throughout the years.
Sure,
and
sure.
You know, so it's gonna look different this year. But we're gonna get after it. We're gonna chase, and it's just kind of a time to leave it all out there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you know, kind of feel alive. It's kind of, you know,
yes,
it's that feeling of we got life,
yeah,
and we're going to use that life,
yeah,
and really push the limits on what we can do. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we're doing that. We print out some sick shirts, and we'll be passing those out and giving those out. But yeah, it's just a really cool event. There's no rewards. There's no, you know, no one wins anything. It is literally probably just a hellish day, but we love it. We embrace it. Every year it gets nuttier. So
that's awesome.
The energy is just next level. I'll have a bunch of videographers out there. We record the whole thing.
Word.
You can go on my YouTube channel at HOG Official and check out the past workouts that we've done. And yeah, we just enjoy it, man. We look forward to it. It's for a good cause. It brings the whole family together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll usually go eat a massive feast afterwards.
As you should.
Yeah.
There's not enough feasting done nowadays, people.
But aside from that, 2024 is just, you know, obviously because we're teamed up with HOG Productions, we're working on just building that up, cranking out content, working with people like you.
Yep.
Partnering up with...
Which I appreciate very much.
Partnering up with people with similar mindsets, trying to help other people out and build something special. So...
Yeah, with a lot of this, and I'll get a little bit serious for a moment, is as you can tell, the world is changing rapidly. It's changing quickly. It's changing very, very quickly. And fortunately for us, you were talking about how the quality of life that we've lived, right? You know, our grandparents, our grandparents, grandparents. My grandmother grew up in burlap potato sacks. Yeah. Like for clothes. Yeah. You know, and she used to tell me stories about how, you know, she just wanted like the smallest little change purse for Christmas. Yeah. And they couldn't do it. Yeah. She'd get a singular orange or a singular apple. You know? And what I'm just trying to attach with all this is that the world is rapidly changing in a way that it might look completely different in 10, 20 years, right?
Absolutely.
And how are you setting yourself up to be prepared for, you know, any given situation or, you know, anything that could happen? Because again, you know, with these mindsets and building and having a good social circle and having good, reliable people around you, but also being somebody that is going to be prepared when crappy things happen in the moment, you know, and it's not just about skating, lifting, martial arts, any of these things, you know, when the world decides to go to shit, are you going to be prepared to take on those challenges? You know, so that's another reason why I do what I do and why I try to help bring other people up with me is because the more people that we have that mindset of I'm going to be the best that I can be, the world is only going to be a better place. Yeah. Because then those people want to do the same for the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. And then you have this, you know, pay it forward chain of I've been there, let me help you. Absolutely. I've been there, let me help you. And if we could change the culture of the world instead of everybody just trying to be individuals. Right? And well, I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. That's the biggest mistake, is trying to do everything on your own. Don't do everything on your own. Find people to help you. Find people to help you. Everyone's going to say that, oh, well, you know, that guy had help you. You're fucking right. I did have help. But that's a bigger flex to me now that I really think about it. Is that, people are willing to help me. Like if you have that, if you can say that sentence, you know, people are willing to help me. People want to give me their time and attention to help me with my goals. Dude, you are already well ahead of the curve. So just something to keep in mind.
Absolutely. The circle of people that have been in my life from day one are a testament to how far I've been able to go.
Yep.
And I'll stand on that till the day I die.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm also gonna do everything in my power to leave a legacy that echoes that.
Yep.
And that reflects what I've been given. So
yeah.
that's what it's about.
Yeah, it is. And again, you know, we've kind of clicked, and this has been fairly easy because again, it's not like we have conflicting mindsets.
Right.
You know, and again, we come from you come from the powerlifting and the calisthenics side of it. I come from extreme sports and martial arts side of it, and we kind of meet in the middle. But again, that's what we're talking about earlier. It doesn't matter machining this or whatever it is. Excuse me. But if you have similar mindsets, it just works.
Yes.
Right? And then again, you know, like you meet somebody who knows something more than you, and you're like, fuck, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. And this guy's like, well, bro, I can show you.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, wow, that problem is solved. But that comes from having that mindset and also being willing to learn from somebody else.
Yep.
Because if you're gonna have that mindset of, shit, dude, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I don't need to know any of this stuff. You're gonna go about that far until you realize that is not the case.
If you're posting "I'm him" every day on your story, you know
that's me.
You're gonna go out in the world and get humbled real quick.
Very quick. Yeah, very.
But
very
man,
quick.
I appreciate you taking the time and you know, talking.
Dude,
today,
absolutely.
This has been fun. You know, if it does something, or even if it doesn't, who knows? We'll have an episode too.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, dude, this is absolutely. Anytime, you know, I can sit down and really talk like real shit.
Yeah.
You know, not have like just some bullshit conversations, but talk about real shit, deep stuff. You know, whether it's trials, tribulations you're going through, goals that people are setting, or just, you know, trying to give a positive message out to people. You know, that's something I'll always make time for. So one thing I'll say is I appreciate, you know, bringing me into your fold, you know, and kind of seeing the value and the vision of what it is that I'm trying to do. Obviously, we're still in humble beginnings.
Yep.
Don't be afraid of humble beginnings, people. You know, that's actually the beautiful part. That's the part that everybody wants to find out about once you've made it.
It's underrated, man. Like, you know, I've made a lot of content that I've spent a lot of money on equipment and doing things and edits and stuff for content to get very few views, right?
Sure.
But that's just a mindset thing.
Yeah.
If 10 people see your stuff, that's 10 people that otherwise would not have seen it.
Yeah.
So, like, let's not take that for granted. We're in a world of like, oh, if I don't have 1 million followers, I'm nobody.
Yeah. Give me a small auditorium, and you feel you know, you look at views, right? 700 views, 300 views, 100 views. You give me 100 people and stick them in a small auditorium. It's 100 fucking people.
Yeah.
It's 100 people that are seeing something that like you said, otherwise wouldn't see it. So one thing I would say is, even if you change one person's mind, just one, you change one person's mind
for the better. Yep.
You've won. Yep. You've won, dude. If one person in your life that did it before looks at you as an inspiration for motivation or inspiration to change your life, to you have won in one of the biggest ways.
100%.
And again, you might not have won the goal that you want or hit this, but dude, that is something that will absolutely catapult you into the next level or wherever it is that you want to be. And that's something I'm super thankful that I'm in a position now that I've gone through the shit. I've hit wall after wall after wall, and now finally, with just like you're talking about, with discipline, motivation, and a good mix, but really making sure that you have that discipline, the fruits of those labors are finally starting to show, and I'm able to take people with me.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I can take people with me. It's not just about, oh, well, you know, I'm making my way to the top. No, dude. You guys are working your asses off. Come with me.
And that's the thing. You take the people that are working towards those goals with you.
Yes.
This is not just reach in and grab random people.
No.
It's the people who have been in the fire with you, who understand what the grind is.
Yes.
Those are the people that we're going to take with us.
Absolutely. Yep. So have that mindset, have that killer mindset, have that grind mindset, and we would love to take you along this journey with us, man. It's been fantastic. Again, thank you for having me, my man.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I appreciate you so much. This is this has been super fun. I'm already excited for episode 2. This is gonna be cool.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna sign off here, but appreciate you coming out, and let's go tear it up.
Yes, sir.
I guess I should end with, you know, saying welcome to the grind, because that is House of Gains motto, right?
Yes.
So,
and for us, and for us, it's welcome to the next great Pantheon. We look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you guys. Peace.
See ya.